out of this world. Really good talk.
Here we are again. It's Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey back in Hamilton on the West Mountain. And it's Friday evening, so we're ready to monitor the Friday night ZOE Ragchew. Our host, VA3LBI, will be along any second to pick up the net.
Good evening, all, and welcome to the Friday night ZOE Ragchew on 443.075. Has a plus offset and no tolls required. My call sign is Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. My first name is Larry, and I'm located in East Hamilton. It's an open net to join the conversation. Please give us your call sign and your name. Tell us about yourself, your equipment, or anything you want to add to the conversation. And before we start, let's just thank Terry, VA3IMW uses that repeater. And please remember, repeater has very good coverage in Ontario, so no religion, politics, or foul language. And last but not least, please let the repeater drop so others can get in our conversation, in between our conversations. Can I get check-ins for Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in.
VA3GNP VA3CJZ
VA3IMW
Victor Echo 3 India Uniform Kilowatt. Alright, I got GNP, CJZ, IMW, IUK. Everybody else checking in. Come on in, VE3LBI. VE3KDT. Alright, we'll start at the top there. The Garnett, VE3GNP. How you making out with the renovations there, Garnett?
It's getting out. They got the countertop done, the backsplash done, the taps, the painting. They're doing the floor now, and the floor's what, 90% done. And that's about it, I guess.
Yep, when I was there, they were working on the floor. He was finishing off that area, so he's got probably most of the stuff he got left, just trying to do some cuts, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's our cut stuff. Every place you gotta lay a towel, it's our cut. It's our half with 3/4 of a towel or something. So it takes a little longer to cut them and they put them down, eh?
Yeah, it usually does, especially if you haven't got something that's quite as square as you expect.
Yeah, I hear you. I got a big wet saw. That makes the cutting the towels a lot easier.
I saw that saw. That's quite interesting. You know, it is a large, rather saw. I've never seen one that big.
Yeah, it comes from Cane Tire a while back, many years ago, anyways. Anyways, I'm going to cut you loose. Anybody on that, have a good evening. This is my good morning and my good night drawing. 73 out. It's
Okay, thanks, Garnett. I figured you'd be in and out. All right, just a couple things. Very nice weather. Can't complain about the weather at all. So, and Mac, thanks very much for streaming on YouTube again. And I had a very kind of unusual day today. I had to go to the local lumber store, which was kind of a bit of a joke, but we'll go up to that after. So, and next we got Chuck, VA3CJZ, VE3LBI. Come on in, Chuck.
VE3LBI, VA3CJZ. Good evening, Larry, and all on net. Looks like you went to the lumber tariff store. Trump just announced tariffs on lumber and kitchen furniture. So another attack on Canada. But anyways, not surprised prices are through the roof. So anyways, started off the day, had to go up the mountain to the eye doctors and pick out a new pair of glasses just up the street from where NFG lives there. I went a few days ago, a week ago actually, to get my eyes checked, and then, you need a new prescription. So then they say, do you want to go pick out a pair of glasses now? And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go over there. Meanwhile, I had drops in my eyes and everything was blurry. And after looking at a pair, I said, you know what? I can't see. So I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of money on something I can't see very well. So I made an appointment, and I went there this morning. A little cool this morning. Almost wore a sweater, but I knew I was just getting in the car and out of the car, so it wasn't too bad. Actually, it was a little bit cooler up on the mountain than it was down here early this morning, around 9:30. So that's it for now, Larry. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to buy something you can see properly. You don't know whether it's $10 or $100 or $1,000, so that's not a good idea.
Yeah, and of course, the coverage, like my wife has insurance, right? But it only covers $150 on a pair of glasses, and that doesn't even cover the frames, apparently. So, anyways, you know where I'm going with that. You wear glasses too, I think. So, well, others do, anyways. So, yeah. So I gotta wait 2 weeks now, and then I'm gonna have to go back and go pick them up. And so, yeah, I'll let you pick up the rest there and save some more for next round.
Yep, okay, very good, Chuck. Get a second to see what's going on if you want for contest this weekend. Kind of fill us in. All right, Mac, VA3IMW, VA3LBI. How was the drive, sir?
The drive was the drive. Why do people that want to drive the speed limit want to sit in the left lane? That's the age-long question. There turned out to be a little bit of a fender bender up just south of Puss Lynch, so we had a little bit of a lineup. But other than that, got home unscathed, and I didn't trade any paint with anybody, so I guess that's all good news. Anyways, beautiful weather, absolutely gorgeous, and looking forward to the weekend, putting my feet up, maybe get a little bit of stuff done around the house. I'm pretty sure the backyard needs some attention, and probably be the last hurrah before we put all the lawn care equipment away for the wintertime. Let's see. Other than that, I understand Parks on the Air just released a whole bunch of new parks. Not sure about Canada, but they certainly have in the States. So every page you went to on the POTA spotting app had a bunch of parks that weren't in the log. So there's been quite a few added to my list since about 6:30 tonight. So and some of the individuals that are activating them are always pleasant, and you'll be able to certainly add to your growing list of parks. Where are you right now, Larry? Are you like 6,000 parks, or what's your current number?
You know, I'm not on the page, unfortunately. No, I'm not close to that at all. I haven't really been doing a lot of the hunting lately. I'm just trying to get in here for a minute. I'm trying to find the U.S. Website gives us the information for how many parks and what's been added. I'm just trying to get into that right now. Park update, park spots update. Yes. By the looks of it, there's quite a few parks been added. Most of them, I guess, is what USMN. And currently, park count is U.S. is 12,450. Canada is 59,923. Dominican, which I don't worry about so much. Anyways, worldwide, 81,188 parks that are out there that you can activate.
See, you got a long way to go and a short time to get there. All right, Chuck. Sorry, Larry. Let us know when you find out what your number is. I think you were well over 5,400. I'm not sure if you made it to 6,000 yet. So I think that was your next target. But I'm also waiting to hear how Bill did today. because he's been knocking off these new parks and adding to his log day by day. He's like a kid with a new toy. He's got that antenna stretched out there covertly, and he's been out there picking up parks left, right, and center.
Okay, Mac, I'm just actually signing into the POTUS site now. I'll let you know when it comes up here. Let me see, where am I going here? I'm trying to catch up to myself here on it. 1 second, please.
No worries, no worries. I'm sure pretty soon Wade will be joining us. I see on the chat page there that Wade was saying he was not too far from home. So, and then Albert, VA3BT, has waved a hand. And we've got Guy from Ottawa also joining in, dropping by to listen. So, lots of participation both in RF and through virtual attendance on YouTube. So yeah, I'll turn it back to you. Go ahead and grab the next on the list, which I think was Bill, but I'll let you take care of your business.
Yep. Okay, thanks, Mac. All right, Bill. VA3IMW VA3LBI. Come on in, Bill.
Yeah, good evening, Larry. Good evening to everyone online. Yeah, antenna's still up. No complaints from the neighbors yet. So once we know that there are no complaints, we'll make it permanent. We got some stuff jury-rigged right now, but Chris said that when we're pretty sure there's no more complaints, we'll make things permanent. But anyway, that aside, poopy bank additions this week. Boy, I like that word lately, poopy. I guess I can say that on the net here. But anyways, I've worked 40 new parks since Monday, so our total is going up. And hopefully when bank conditions are better, we'll even do better. But as Max said, yeah, a lot of new parks out there. So worked into Texas last night, which I could never do before. I think I got a 5-5 report from Texas, so we're not complaining. And I've also worked into the Midwest. I've worked the East Coast with favorable signal reports. So we're quite happy. Mostly on 40. I've worked, done some stuff on 20, but mostly on 40 right now, waiting for bank conditions to improve. Other than that, Larry, not too much else going on. And thanks a lot for doing it.
Yeah, no problem, Bill. What did you end up putting up for an antenna? What have you got up there?
Is this end-fed long wire? So it goes to the second-story window in my bedroom, and it goes out to a tree in the backyard. I think Chris said the peak of the antenna is about 35 feet, so because he got a really good toss up into the tree. So it goes from 35 feet down to about, I don't know, maybe 15 feet into the bedroom window.
Okay, and what do you got for balun on the end? 9 months?
Well, it's a halfway end fed for 40, so it's a 49 to 1 bell.
Oh, you got a transformer on it. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, no problem. All right, well, that'll work for you.
Yeah, it works well. Tunes up on all the bands well, and as I say, I'm hearing signals that I never heard this loud before. I'm hearing stuff sometimes from the U.S. Across the border into West Virginia and Michigan and Ohio and that. And this stuff's coming on sometimes 30, 40 overnight.
Excellent. Well, it's really working for you. It sounds really good then. Yeah, well, keep it up. You'll be moving along pretty quick there. And it's going to be even better now. We got, the fall coming in a little cooler. We've got some winter coming in where, you can kind of spend a little bit more time in the house. I like to be outside. I don't like to be in the house with a temperature decent.
I'm the same way. I mean, as long as it's not really windy out, I don't care how cold it is out. You just bundle up accordingly, and I love going for a good brisk walk in the wintertime. I'm with you, Larry, there, that's for sure.
Something like putting your footprint in a new patch of snow that nobody else has walked in.
Yeah, or maybe try to write your name in the snow, but that's something more you do when you're a kid. Hi. Back to you, Larry.
Just do that behind a tree, that's all, Bill. All right, up next, we got Noel, VE3KDT, VE3LBI. You got the kids this weekend, Noel?
Absolutely. I'm currently here with my youngest, just hanging out, just listening along. Not really gotten into anything just yet, but I'll be putting around tomorrow. Oh, yes, we're saying hi.
Yep, I'm sure everybody can hear him in the background there. That's good.
Yeah, I got my hands full with him, so he's had a long, full day, and he's absolutely just passing it.
Okay, very good, Noel. All right, you going to hang around for a bit then?
Yeah, I'll be listening along.
All right, thanks, Noel. All right, we got any other check-ins for Friday night ZOE Ragchew. My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. Come on in.
VA3IMW
VA3CP, VA3DT.
I got 3 more, IQL, CP, and BT. Come on in, Terry, VA3LBI.
Good evening, everybody. VA3IQL here, and well, the antenna's up there. I haven't had a chance to get back up to the college to see about moving it over to a higher spot, but I'm going to try to do that this week. So at least it's on the air. Back to you.
Oh, very good, Terry. Well, if you need any help, I'm retired.
Oh, fantastic! Wow, congratulations.
It's been a while, though. I'm saying if you need any help with the antenna, let me know. I've been retired for a while, so I'm always looking for something to do. Sometimes around the house, well, I can always find something to do that way, but sometimes it's nice to get out.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been able to have the time to get up there, get out on the roof to see what's going on, but hopefully my feed line's still there, so we'll see. Anyway, nice to hear everybody out tonight. VE3IQL.
Okay, thanks, Terry, for joining us. All right, up next, Dave, VA3CB, VE3LBI. Come on in, Dave.
Yeah, VA3LBI, VA3CP, and good evening, Terry. Not much to report this week. Quiet week, very little amateur radio stuff, so been working on a little bit on the train model, so kind of a change of pace. Back to you, Larry.
No, absolutely, Dave. Sometimes, well, I haven't spent too much time on the radio myself. Been doing stuff outside. Well, I got the backyard cuts again, lawn. Good old spring and fall. Grass grows like crazy. Summertime, it just looks like it's burned out, especially with no rain.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, we had a bunch of new people, a couple of new people on the Zoom CW meeting yesterday, so that was good. And one of the guys, you may remember Jay, he made his very first POTA CW contact. So he's come a long way there and doing quite well. So that was encouraging.
Absolutely, Dave. Now, a lot of the fellows, I take it you're still doing the CW classes on Thursdays?
Yeah, if you call them CW classes, but yeah, we get together and do some stuff. Yeah, exactly. Right now, there's not a lot of people. We don't have new people, and well, it's quite a varied experience level from guys that are CW contesters down to guys that are just learning code. So it's a bit of a challenge to try and make the program cover everybody, but we're managing to do it. We don't have enough instructors, so to say, that use the breakout rooms.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. So like when I was there with you guys, you had breakovers. Are you finding a lot of the people are getting interested in POTA because of CW, or now that they've got CW, they can use it in POTA?
I think it's a little bit of each. Guys are I think that the POTA hunters are realizing that there's a lot more people activating parks with CW these days, and if you want to get some of those parks which are not available on sideband, then you need to work them on CW. So that's pretty much, I think, what's happening. And I think in general with amateur radio, there's been a bit of a resurgence of CW. Guys are sort of coming back to it. Zoom meetings in the last couple of weeks that haven't done CW in many, many years, and they want to get back into it. And it's amazing how fast it's coming back to them. 3 weeks, and the guys are pretty much up to speed again.
Yeah, I guess like you say, it's like riding a bicycle, right? I think Bill's in the same boat there, VA3IMW. It's been a while, but once he gets back into it, he'll probably pick it up pretty fast again. So it's just a matter of actually learning it. That's the big thing.
Well, I still say, the old saying, don't get good to be on the air, get on the air to get good.
Yeah, good point. If you got a decent party on the other end, they're going to be very patient with you to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, well, in Jay's case, he called a station in Ohio that was running 25 words a minute, and he's good for about 8 or 10. And the guy slowed down for him. Jay said he made a lot of mistakes, but he was nervous as heck, but he did get through the contact, exchanged signal reports and their names, and he was just so excited to tell everybody last night. So that was really encouraging, because Jay's had quite a struggle over the last couple of years or so with cancer treatment.
Well, that's like I said, that's what shows a decent operator at the other end, whether it's POTA or anything else, that a person realizes the other party is struggling or not quite that fast with the key, and they will actually, slow down and come back to them. Other people may just say, oh, I'm not going to bother with them, and just carry on. But that shows a good operator, like I said, at the other end.
Yeah, exactly. And Jay did the wise thing. He put in his call sign, and at the end of it, he put in QRF, which, was please slow down. And Chris is doing the same thing. Chris has actually been out for probably 3 activations now, maybe. He's going out again on Sunday. He was up here, and we tuned up his 40-meter MSHED half-wave, cut it to length, and make sure it worked. And he's been happy as pig and poo, so to say, with the performance. So he's having a good time. All right, I'll let you carry on with that. Larry, VA3 VA3CP.
Yeah, very good, Dave. Yeah, I remember Chris now when you said his name. So. All right, next up, VA3BT. Come on in, Al. How's the week been, and how was the traveling back and forth, sir?
Good evening, Larry, and everybody on frequency. Just glad the week's over. I ended up getting another cold. It's like, I don't know, it's crazy. I get sick every time. Other than that, it's been a good week up there. I didn't get any time to set up my radio. I brought it up, but just no time. Been working long hours, long days. You get back to the condo, you don't want to do anything. That's about it on my end, and just catching up around the house here, hopefully this weekend, and getting over this cold. Anyways, we'll hand it back over to you there, Larry, VA3VT.
You sound like Mac there. Mac had a cold this week too, or something, whatever it was. You're not sure, but that's not good. Like, you putting in a lot of hours again, Al?
Oh yeah, I'm staying up there, so yeah, the guys are working long days. The schedule's pretty tight, so averaging about 11, 12-hour days up there.
Well, definitely that's going to wear on you for sure. That'll tire you out, and But like you say, at least you got a condo now. You go crashing, and you don't have to worry about the weekend.
Yes, sir. I'll get on the net there on the YouTube and put in my call, whatever, and pretty much fall asleep after that.
Or sometimes during it.
Yeah, I did that on Chuck's net.
All right, Al, thanks for checking in. We got another check-in for Friday night ZOE Ragchew. My call sign Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo India. Come on in.
VA3MCA.
VA3ZGT. All right, we got two more, NCA and ZJC. All right, Wade, you're up. Come on in, VE3LBI.
VE3LBI, VA3MCA. Yeah, good evening, Larry, and good evening, everybody on net. I've been listening along on, well, for the first couple minutes on YouTube, but I've been listening along on the air there since most of the start of the net. Tried to throw my call out last time, but got caught up in the pile-up, so got in this round, so that's good. Not much radio this week, but I did get, I guess, a little bit of stuff done here on the little station here. I changed out. I had a choke on my HF coax. It was just a bunch of turns of the coax through a toroid. Never really worked that well, so I had a one-to-one wound balun that's in a box. So I found that, located that, and I put it in line. And it got me to thinking about how to set up my patches and how I terminate the coaxes that are coming into the desk here. So I have some plans there. I'm looking at AliExpress for some bulkhead fittings that I can use to get, to terminate the lines that come into the shack and then have patches from there. But yeah, I'm a little worried about the whole Canada Post strike thing. It's it's probably going to affect our deliveries from AliExpress unless they do one of those couriers. So I guess that's just one more thing to consider. Speaking of delays and things, our friends down there south of the border with the shutdown, you may notice more and more people IDing on the air with stroke AG or stroke AE, because amongst the things that are down, the FCC site that processes upgrades are down, while processes any licenses are down. There's some technical things that are working, but for the most part, most stuff is broken. What that means though is they can still take tests because that's not run by the government. But if they get an upgrade, then they can immediately start using their privileges, but they have to identify with stroke AG if they just upgraded to general, or stroke AE if they just upgrade to extra. Until that is reflected in the ULS, which is going to happen until the government comes back. I'm just going to drop for a second. And I'm back. Yeah, so anyways, long story medium. Well, I really dragged this out, but long story is you may start hearing people identifying with stroke AG and stroke AE, and that probably is indicative of them testing for an upgrade at some point without being able to actually get their license issued upgraded. Anyways, and I see Guy, mentioned about patches will no longer be delivered. Yeah, that's absolutely true if they're coming with Canada Post, but sometimes AliExpress sends them by a courier, and I wonder if if that is entirely. I wonder if any part of that touches Canada Post. I just don't know. I guess I could take a risk and buy something cheap on AliExpress. Most stuff is cheap, but something low value and just see if it arrives. But anyways, that's been my week so far. Glad I get a couple days here to not think about work and to maybe focus a little bit on radio. Anyways, that's me. I'll send it back to you, and I will be listening along for the whole duration. VE3LBI, VA3MWZOE, back to you.
Comment VA3IMW.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt. VE3LBI.
Yeah, I know from the past you have a shipping option with AliExpress to pick a local destination where you can do a pickup. So they do a bulk pack into those locations, and then you simply arrange to pick up. I know there's a place over here on the East Mountain that is a location that does that, and numerous other places throughout the city. So if you're ordering from AliExpress and you don't want to rely on mail as far as being the end detail of getting your package, just look for the opportunity to make a pickup local, and there'll be a number of potential locations that you can select, so you can just drop in when your package is ready and scoop it up, and you don't have to have our Canadian Postal Service delay service.
All right, very good, Mac. That's good information for that. Yeah, so that's anybody looking, so I just see what actually what he had put up there about the packages all belong to being delivered. So yeah, I guess we got the postal strike, and down in the States, they don't have anybody working on the government except for they classify essential services, which I believe is the border and the airports. And I guess you're talking about quite a bit of delay with that stuff. So who knows what's going to happen that way? I'm not going to say any more because we're not getting into any politics. But all right, anything else there, Wade? Before I pass it down to Jason.
No, that's it for me for now. Yeah, just to be interested to see if we notice any increases in using those prefixes or suffixes there on the ID on the air from our friends down there. And that's always kind of a mess when they finally do reopen and they have to catch up with the backlog. But anyways, glad that we have our own problems, they have their own problems. Hopefully, it all works out. But anyways, that's it for me. I'll send it back to you, and I'll be listening on that.
Okay, thanks, Wade. All right, up next we got Jason, DE3 or JC, DE3LBI. Come on in, Jason.
DE3LBI, DE3 ZOE. Good evening, Larry. Good evening, everybody else on net. Was a typical Friday for a bit there. Just reading some text from my brother. So I am going to be one and done. So I wasn't going to be one and done, but based on this, I am going to be. So thanks for doing it, Larry. Didn't know if you had anything going topic-wise tonight, but yeah, thanks for doing it, my friend.
Okay, very good, Jason. Listen, I keep meaning to ask you if you got a second there. I believe you're doing pork belly for bacon.
Yep, QSL. I got a 3-pound slab of pork belly curing in the fridge right now. That'll be smoked next weekend and turned into bacon shortly after that.
Okay, would you send me, please, the recipe for the brining, how long you're brining for, what you use for the brine, in the smoker, what temperature, and roughly how many hours or until an internal temperature, when you have time. Just if you want to drop me an email, I would really appreciate it.
Yep, QSL, not a problem. I will get that to you probably tomorrow morning.
Not a rush, but whenever you can. Okay, Jason, mark you in at 7-3 then, and hope everything works out okay for you.
Yep, thanks, Larry, and everybody else on that 7-3.
I just want to make a mention here, too. We always talk about radio stuff and everything else, but one of the things that happened to me, and unfortunately Mac was able to kind of bail me out, I lost an O2 sensor on my little Volkswagen, the new one. And, well, not new to me, 2019, I guess it is. Anyways, I kind of looked around trying to find one. There was nothing in Canada as such. Dealership-wise, $319 plus tax. So I may have mentioned this before, but I don't think I did. Anyways, Mac and I were talking. He says, let me check. There's a place overseas that he was able to source one for me, which was an actual part for the Volkswagen, so it's a true part, for $122 and $35 for shipping. So it cost me $157, no tax or whatever, everything was in there for the part, instead of $319. So I was very pleased with that, but, like I said, we talk about a lot of radio stuff and all the rest of it, but there's always somebody you can reach out to that looks like you can save you a few bucks. Okay, Mac, your question. You asked me a question. I know I'm jumping around here for a second. Let me get the right page up. I still got it up. Total count, parts hunted, 5,527 right now, Mac.
Oh my goodness, you have been slacking. I figured you would be knocking on the 6,000 number by now, but obviously the stuff around the house and supporting Brenda through her bionic integration and all the rest of that. I guess that takes its toll. I guess we're going to have Bill sniffing up our behinds really soon.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And I just said hello to Matt there. He just pulled into the campground. They got a couple more weekends before they'll be packing up for the end of October area. So, all right, Matt, let me drop back up here up the top. No Garnett's gone, but Chuck's in there, so see what he found maybe for contest or whatever this weekend. VA3 is CJZ, VE3LBI. Come on back in, Chuck.
VA3 CJZ, and I did look up the contest, but let's see now. Well, there's a California QSO party. That'll start tomorrow. And other than that, there's the Oceania DX contest for phone. But I think it's going to be, unless the conditions get better, Oceania is on the other side of the world, really. So that's a big one. And let's see now. That's pretty much it. There's some digital stuff and microwave contests and that, but the two main ones there is the California and the Oceania. So I think I'm also coming down with a cold there. I've had the sniffles for the last few days and been feeling a little run down there. So also, I've been listening late at night with the radio turned down, and I think it was last night or the night before. I think I heard a U.S. Repeater keying up on the ZOE here. So we must have had some ducting going on. There's some interesting stuff late at night there on the radio if you look around. I know usually around 9 p.m. on 7.260, you can hear radio stations from other continents. Anyways, Larry, that's it for me. I'll send it back to you.
All right, well, very good. Thanks for looking at that. I appreciate it. And I was mentioning I went to the local lumber store. I won't say which one because I don't want to get more any politics or anything, but I need to get a couple of blades for my drywall gyprock knife. And I'm sure everybody knows what they look like. They're they're a nice little pointed blade you can put in a knife and cut drywall or gyprock, whatever you want to call them. I still call it gyprock. Anyways, I went to the tool section. I asked the guy about it. And he says, "Oh, you want?" I told him what I wanted. He goes, "Oh, you want a knife, like a saw?" I said, "No. I want the blade to go inside a gyprock drywall knife." And he pointed off to the left-hand side. He says, "Well, there's somewhere over there." And I said, "You put them over there, away from where the actual knives and stuff are?" "Well, I don't know." Now, he's working in the tool section. So we wandered over to the tool section. It was over there, right, an aisle over, and looking around. He's showing me all these knives and all the rest of the stuff. Saws. I go, no. I said, "You put it inside your drywall or gyprock knife, and you can flip it over to the other side." He hasn't got a clue what I'm talking about. Now, he's in tools. I look up to the left of me. There they are, sitting right there. Just never mind. I found them. I'm going to drop for a minute. So now I have to go back to the lumber department. I want to pick up a piece of 1x2 that I needed to do a repair at the house here. There's a fellow standing there, and he's working in the lumber department. He says, "Where's the 1x2? "Well, we don't sell 1x2. We don't sell 1x2. Not for strapping. We sell 1x3. So I'm looking at him going like, okay, something wrong with this lumber department. And I'm looking at the 1x3 right beside it. There's the 1x2. Now, he's wanted away from me like 20 or 30 feet. So I said, "Have you got a knife?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Come over and cut this package of 1x2 open for me, would you?"
We don't sell those.
That haven't got a clue. I'd be afraid to go and ask for a plumbing part. Anyways, with that, I'll pick up back next. VA3IMW ZOE Ragchew. Come on in.
Well. Yes, home DIY stores are not what they used to be. And I got to say that It is totally variable as far as which store you go to. Not a brand name. It's just specific to the location. So whether it's Lowe's, Rona, Home Depot, or any other location, you know what? I still get the best service, the best personal service by going into home hardware. Because usually the people that you're talking to, they know exactly what's in the store and where it is. As far as the rest of it, they're hiring part-time folks to come in and fill a space on the floor. And you're absolutely 100% right. There was something else that was just recently brought up, and now I've completely lost my train of thought. What else were you were talking about something else before you went on your home improvement store rant?
We're talking about parts for the Volkswagen.
Oh, yes. So if you can remember, our dearly departed Richard, he had a need to get a battery for his pickup truck, and our group here sent him down to Parkdale, where there's always factory second batteries that they sell out the back door. You've had the experience with Euro something or other. So any European cars that you're trying to buy parts for, a great resource there, Parts Monkey. But you're absolutely right. This is the community where we have a great opportunity to say, hey, I got this problem and it's probably going to cost me X. Has anybody else had a similar problem? And it's kind of like Google, but on radio waves, because everybody else has had the same problem, and those common problems are they have common solutions, and sometimes people have had an opportunity to find something that's a little more economical. Certainly, everybody's willing to share their positive experiences with things that have gone wrong in the past, and perhaps everybody else can take a little solace in saving a couple of bucks that way. Anyways, glad to see that your repair was successful, and there's still something else. I'm sure there was something else. Anyways, it'll come back to me, and I'll chime in once again.
Yeah, no, very true. That's why I wanted to bring it up, Mac. Just this matter. It's not just radio stuff. It's also, other people's experiences, knowledge of where you can find something maybe a little cheaper and save some money. I mean, by the time it was done, my $319 part was going to cost anywhere from $500 to $550 to have it replaced. Fortunately, I went out to my nephews. It cost me $25 for an O2 sensor socket to remove it, 22 millimeters. And he said, well, I'll pay for it. It's not on my treat. So he now has an O2 socket, but I know where to go to have another one replaced if I need to. So anyways, all right, Bill, what's your thoughts? VE3IUK, VE3LBI, come on in.
Oh, what are my thoughts? Well, it just shows you that, and I hate to make this comment, but it just shows you that people are getting dumber. That kind of service in a store, that does not reflect well on the store, but, I found the same thing. I just want to relate a story that's kind of funny. I was in well, I'll say the name of the store, I don't care. It was Bulk Barn. And I was in there with a friend of mine, and he was supposed to get a 10% discount. He had a coupon. But the girl did not give him the discount, and he noticed it and said, I'm supposed to get a 10% discount. And I think it came to $13.50 or something like that. But anyways, she could not figure it out. In her head, she's looking for a calculator. She's going, sorry, I can't figure this out. I don't have a calculator, and it was like, what? So, it's sort of a sad state of affairs. But that aside, I would agree with Mac. It's good to have a community where you can support each other and everybody sort of pools their knowledge and helps each other out. And it's just one of the benefits of this ham radio community that we have here. Back to you, Larry.
So you're absolutely right, Bill. Just like you say, people today, I don't know if they're like too much. I mean, that's the same thing again. I got to say this. Damn cell phones. I watched a woman walking down the street today with two children, one in her front, one with a buggy, yakking away on the phone. Hasn't got a clue where she is and where she's walking, whether she's going to be walking in the middle of traffic or not. But I don't know. And you know, I remember working at the Greasy Spoon I used to work at. There was no calculators. They give you a $5 bill and they had 2 cups of coffee. You had to figure out what the change was and give it back to them.
Oh, exactly, yeah. And if there's sales tax involved, you could pretty much do that in your head. But just to get back to the cell phone situation, well, it definitely, every time I'm out, it doesn't matter if I'm downtown or just walk over to the plaza, somebody's got their face in their phone and they damn near trip over my cane. And I'll tell you, I have to slowly count to 10, Larry, or I might do something I regret.
What you should start carrying is a white fork rake. Just kind of push it in front of you. Clear everybody out of the way. Like, you know, on the front of the trains, they have the what they call the cow pusher or cow whatever.
Oh, yeah, Roger. Yeah, I think that would be kind of comical. But, you know, people with their... the other thing is, too, that I've been in Jackson Square, and I'm walking away from the entrances to the store. Inevitably, somebody comes whipping out of the store. They've got either their head in a newspaper or their head in their cell phone. They bump into me, and I've had people telling me to watch where I'm going. And boy, I'll tell you, you really got to count to 10 nice and slow when that happens. So, anyways, Larry, but that's just the way it is, and you can't let it get to you.
No, absolutely. You know, we talk about distracted drivers. We need to have a bylaw or something for distracted walkers and give them a fine. Like I said, I've seen them walk right off. But I've had it happen. Walk right off on the red light under the crosswalk, paying on their cell or looking on their cell phone. So, anyway, Bill, he asked you far faster down the nose.
So that's it. Carry on, and thanks for doing it, Larry.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, VE3KDP, VE3LBI. No, you free there?
Yes, sir. Kind of just juggling back and forth here, so I've been listening along as much as I can, but yeah, just kind of had my hands full. So no really further traffic, I guess, unless you had a question specifically.
Oh, very good. Okay. Well, you guys have supper yet?
Oh yeah, they came fed. They got dropped off at 7, so they were already there. We're just kind of unwinding and dealing with no, I don't want to go to bed.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, you can stay up all night. Wake me up when you're got my coffee and eggs made.
That would be nice. Well, I'm looking forward to when they're old enough for that. Almost as much as well, I don't really have the lawn to cut the grass, but that was going to be the one. You know, when you're like 12 or 13, and you can cut the grass for the first time. I could sit there and drink a beverage.
There you go. No. Okay, very good. Anything else for our best now?
No, sir. Thanks for doing or whatever. I'm listening along. If I get pulled away or whatever else, I'm very sorry. So I will try and get my finals here.
Yeah, okay, not a problem. No. All right, up next, Terry, VE3IQL, VE3LBI. You still with us, Terry? And one more time, Terry, VE3IQL, VE3LBI. You still with us, Terry? You're up. No, I know he's busy, so. All right, Dave, VA3CP, VE3LBI. Come on back in, Dave.
VA3CP, I don't think I have anything more to say.
Oh, all right. Al, VA3BT, VE3LBI. Come on back in, Al.
Yeah, we're pretty much in the same boat here. I might be hitting the sack there a little early this evening. We'll be listening along with the rest of the net there, Larry, VA3BT.
All right, no problem. Wade, VA3, actually, before I pick up Wade, any other check-ins for Friday night? Zoe Ragchew, come on in, VE3LBI.
VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf.
VE3, every kind of junk.
Okay, I got WPG and EKJ. All right, up next, Wade, VA3NCA, VE3LBI. Come on back in, Wade.
VA3LBI, VA3MCA. Yeah, not much more to add. It was great to hear Terry key up and join us for a round. That was great to hear, and we all appreciate the efforts to keep this up and running. It's a great resource for the community, and we appreciate everything you do to keep it that way. I'm sure it's not easy, so it's appreciated. And about the hardware stores, of course, that is the shining counter example is our very own NFG and MHBs, I suppose. But goes without saying. Back to you there, Larry, VA3NCA.
I actually should have mentioned that when Mac mentioned about the home hardware. Yes, I've always found the home hardware very, very helpful. No problem with returns, and don't know a fitting or whatever. Actually, I knew a couple of people personally when I went to school with that worked at the one up here at Gage and Fennel. But anyway, that the home hardware is a very good place to shop as far as I'm concerned. And the other thing is, I'm all now to the point where if I see something, it may be a couple of cents more, I will go to the home hardware over top of some of the big stores. All right, I believe Jason is gone, so I marked in 7-3. Chris, VA3WPG, VE3LBI. Come on in, Chris.
Short.
Okay, we got somebody in there again with a call sign, please.
VA3NCA, just a very quick follow-up. My uncle, years and years and years ago, he was the owner of the home hardware on Dundurn, if you remember that. And then it was a True Value, and that was his as well. Now it's a church, I believe. But anyways, yeah, that was home hardware. I agree. It's a pretty good option if you're looking for them. Anyways, back to you. I'll let you pick up Chris there behind me. VA3NCA.
Nope, not a problem. Wait, just a quick one before I pick up Chris. My dad went to Canadian Tire one time. I forget which one. Probably the one over here at Gage and Fennel when it was existing. And the young fella was there, and he said asked where something was. The guy said he pointed with his finger. He says over there, and Dad grabbed him by the finger and said, "Show me." Anyway, so pick up Chris there. The VA3WPG, VE3LBI. Come on in, Chris.
Good evening, everybody. VA3WPG. Guess it sounds like I missed the net tonight. It's beer and cold snacks and music night tonight. I guess I tuned in at 8:32, just at Larry's story about the hardware store. That reminds me a lot of my experience at Canadian Tire. I'm not going to mention which one because I don't want to hurt their feelings at 304 Main Street, East Hamilton, at L8N1H9. Don't want to hurt their feelings, but reminds me of my experience at Canadian Tire. Anyways, just popping one in for a check-in for tonight to say good evening to everybody, and it sounds like we're at the end of the net, so I'm just going to head back to my music. 73, everybody, have a good one. VA3WPG.
Yep, okay, very good, Chris. All right, Bill, VE3KJ, VE3LBI. Come on in, Bill.
Evening, Larry and everybody. I would echo the home hardware feelings as well. They're not exactly price leaders, but they have people that know what they're doing, and they have a better variety of inventory, I find. But being old gives you perspective sometimes. And 100 years ago, when I was young, there used to be a hardware store out Stony Creek Way on Highway 8 and Millen Road called Peter's Hardware. That guy had everything. And I still remember I was making up my first quad antenna, and I was looking for bamboo spreaders, and I figured here in Canada, not a hope. Peter had them. He had long pieces of bamboo up in the rafters of his store, and that was the basis for our tri-band quad I made. Now, I didn't make it very well. The first major winter storm took it down, but that wasn't Peter's fault. But I began to watch
as Peter eventually had to leave and he went up north because his business fell off too much because the marketing boys got involved. And instead of, having competent people and, boxes of nuts and bolts, and you could buy as many as you wanted, they thought blister packs would be a marvelous idea. They could have uneducated people hang the stock on hooks. And customers could see through the plastic of the blister pack and just pick what they needed. And I'm afraid I have hated marketing people ever since, Larry.
Oh, no, I agree. There was a place, Bill, on Concession Street many years ago, and it was called Will's Hardware. And I believe that would have been back in time. I think they used to have, what was it, FST and CST game sales tax and federal sales tax. Everything was brown bagged there, and it was all in bins. But he didn't charge anything, any tax on top of anything. I don't know how he got away with it or how he survived. He was there for many years. I mean, you went by whatever size washer you wanted in bulk, and you brown bagged it. You wrote on the bag, what the washers were, quarter inch by whatever, and how many. And that was it. And that's how he used to check you out. But he was there for years on Concession Street. It's called Will's Hardware. I remember that.
Yeah, we never realized what a treasure those guys were. As far as the taxes, I know how they do that. That sort of thing was what I had to do for years. But you just simply take the taxes off the total you sell. If everything you sell is tax applicable, at the end of the month, you'd take off the PST and you'd take the federal sales tax out of your totals, and that's what you gave to the government. Because believe me, the government kept an eye on you.
Well, I do know one place is still left, especially on the mountain up here, where you can actually buy stuff in bulk, nails and stuff like that. That's the Hamilton Builder Supply. Now, they've been around since ever. I mean, ever. But you can actually go in there and buy nails and screws and stuff like that, actually, in washers in bulk in their store.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on. But things evolved, as I say, because of the marketing people. When I got into the electronics side of things, 1977, near Christmas, I went to work for a distributor that had come out of Vancouver and opened a branch on Kenora Avenue here in Hamilton. And they still ran a counter, but that didn't last too much longer. The world had changed. The counter sales were pretty good for maintenance and repair people, all the factories and such. The guys didn't want to make a trip to Toronto and wanted to fix and get a line up and running that day, so they come into our counter and, they buy a mess of different things. The hobbyists, of course, took the most time of anybody for the least amount of money. And that was a big change, in the 40s and the 50s and even the early 60s. Hobbyists, they bought a fair mess of stuff, but already it was tapering off at that time. And meanwhile, on the telephones, some manufacturer would call up and he'd want 3,000 of one IC. And that was when I saw with all the industrial distributors, the counters just kept closing and closing. But I hate to admit it, but there was one time I caught my counterman, and this is the honest to God's truth. He was making up a sign that said, "No hams allowed."
All right, there you go, Bill. All right, we're getting close to the 9 o'clock hour here. Matter of fact, we're just a few seconds away, so I think we'll wrap it up. Unless anybody else got anything to add, and I'll put that out on the floor. VA3IMW, go ahead. All right, we'll do a last call. Any other? Let me a last call check-ins for the Friday night ZOE Ragchew. Come on in, please. VA3IMW.
Running down the list. We'll do a 7-3 round. VA3, CJZ, VE3LBI, 7-3 round. All right, we lost him. Mac, VA3IMW ZOE doing a 7-3 round. Mac, do you remember what you were going to say?
As a matter of fact, I do. Yes, along with sharing your experience for finding good deals on stuff you need. Also, remember, we are a handy bunch, us hams. And you take a guy like myself, when I bought this house several years ago and bought it under a power of sale, I stocked up a bunch of tools, stuff like that helped me get through a bunch of repair jobs that I needed to do. So just like myself, I expect that other ham operators perhaps will have a stash of tools that they bought because they needed it at one point in time. And like you bought that wrench for your son-in-law, but in truth, we have a resource of operators that have lots of tools that they bought to do many different projects. So if you find yourself stuck on something and you don't have the right tool for the job, this is obviously the perfect medium to reach out and say, hey, I need something that does such and such. And I'll bet you dollars to donuts, there's going to be at least 3 people that come back to you and say, I have one of those, and feel free to come over and borrow it for as long as you need. Anyways, that's about it for now. Thanks for doing this one, Larry. Certainly appreciate it. And I guess we'll be back on the air tomorrow night at 7 p.m. with Bill running the net. 7-3s for the time being. I will be hanging around for a bit.
Okay, thanks, Mac. All right, Bill, you're up. VE3 UK, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3 round, Bill. Anything else?
Yeah, no, I just echo what Mac said there. Very true. And I noticed that we've got a very handy and very eclectic group here. A lot of different talents, so they can sort of be tapped by different folks. Anyway, Larry, thanks a lot for doing it. I'll have one ear on the repeater and the other ear on the HF band. So 7-3, everybody, and thanks for doing it, Larry.
Yep, not a problem. Like me myself, I love working. I'm a woodworker. I love working with wood. So anybody needs anything built or whatever, I mean, within reason. I'm not building houses for them anymore. I gave up on that job. So Noel, you're up. VE3KDT, VE3LBI. We were 7-3 round, Noel.
7-3-0. Yeah, I just ran back up here. I was on the portable and fell off my belt. And I think I may have broken my break the bank $30 bow thing. So, oh well. But yeah, thanks for doing the net, and yeah, back to you.
Okay, that don't sound good, Noel. All right. Terry, if you're around, VE3LBI, VE3LBI, just doing a 7-3 round, Terry. All right, nothing heard. VA3CP, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3. Good, all right, 73 all, and I'll listen for a little while. VA3CP. VA3BT, L, doing a 7-3 round, L, VE3LBI.
Still here. Good night there, Larry. Thanks for doing it. Thanks for being there. VA3BT 7-3 all.
All right, Wade, VA3FT, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3 round, Wade.
Thanks, Larry. Yeah, VA3NCA here. Just a quick reminder that the Space Week SSTV event, series of 6 images being transmitted from the ISS, is on right now. It's in 2 sections. So the first one starts this morning at 10 a.m. Local time. Runs until Saturday, 6 a.m. Looks like there's a pass maybe tomorrow around 10 a.m. But it's kind of low on the horizon, so it might not be a great one. Anyways. Second round starts up again following, let's see, oh yeah, it looks like it starts up, yeah, I don't understand what they're saying. Oh, later that day. So later that day Eastern, just a brief pause when they pick up some, I think they're doing a school thing. Anyways, long story medium, it is on right now. I posted the notice in the general channel in the Discord, so if you're interested, 7-3L, thanks for doing it. As always, Larry, VA3IMW, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Wade. Chris, if you're still with us, VA3WPG, VE3LBI, just doing a 7-3 round, Chris.
Yes, VA3WPG. So here, half listening to the net, half listening to music. I agree with Matt's comment. A lot of people with tools out there. I have some pretty awkward tools myself. So yeah, and just gonna throw this out there. Bill is easy for me to get to, but if anybody else ever needs a hand with antenna stuff out of the area, as long as we can get me to and from where you need help with, I will always be willing to help with anything antenna related. So just throwing that out. VA3WPG.
All right, very good, Chris. Have a good evening. Bill, VE3EKJ, we're just doing a 7-3 round, Bill.
Roger. 7-3 to all on board. And I'm glad at least I'm still able to do a reasonable job getting into this repeater with the base station set up here. You know, the dual bender stick up about 25 feet, second floor. And, you know, about 20 watts or so with this old Kenwood TM701A. And while everybody's been talking, I've been finding out that you can't give just one little bit of a cookie to your dog. One just doesn't cut it. VE3LBI, VE3EKJ, and I'll be sort of monitoring after.
Okay, very good. Thanks for it again, Bill. All right, last call. Last call. Anybody else want to check in Friday nights every race before I wrap it up? VE3LBI.
VA3WPG, just a quick comment. Shout out to all those EME guys who have those huge antenna setups that take up their entire yard to shoot signals off the moon. Shout out to them. VA3WPG, good night, everyone.
Okay, very good, Chris. All right, thanks all everybody for joining in tonight again. You guys make the net. I just break down the call signs and the names. And we'd really like to thank Terry VE3IMW for getting the repeater set back up. We really enjoy it. With that, my call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. I will return the repeater back to normal use. I'll be back probably in about 5 minutes or so. If you're still around, Mac, I got to get that unit too, but we'll talk about that when I get back. VE3LBI.
That brings the stream to a close. 7-3's one and all. That's how we say goodbye.